And it is time for our Sunday night MLB The Show simulation game of the week. We are live here in Sacramento, California. I just realized we've done 4 games in California so far in our simulation game series. We have the Chicago White Sox in town taking on the Athletics. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast booth. In this one, I'm Josh Wright doing the play-by-play. Osvaldo Beto on the mound for the A's. There's a grounder to third. Throw to first in time. And that is out number 1. Take a look at the White Sox lineup in this one. Josh Palacios was the leadoff hitter in right. Andrew Benintendi hitting second and left. Luis Robert bats third and center. Then Edgar Cuero hits cleanup. He's a DH. Andrew Vaughn, Matt Thaiss, Leon Sosa batting 7th at second. And then it is Brooks Baldwin and Miguel Vargas to follow. Here's Andrew Benintendi, former Boston Red Sox outfielder. He played with the Royals and the Yankees before signing with the White Sox. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Beto. There's a fastball taken 0-2. Never thought I would be doing a simulation game at a minor league baseball park. Well, we're doing that today. And there's a strikeout for Beto. Out number 2. Here's Luis Robert, however you want to pronounce his name. Hitting 152 to start off the year. The dude just looks absolutely just mentally checked out ever since the White Sox have been not doing so well. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Here's the 2-2.
Full count.
And the count is full. At 3-2. There's a base hit in the left field. And it's a 2-out single for Luis Robert, who was a top prospect at one point. For the Chicago White Sox. Sorry, I didn't mean to stutter.
Ball 1. 1-0. Ball 2.
Runner's going, throw down, and he is safe for a stolen base. Stolen base for Luis Robert with 2 outs. Here's Edgar Cuero. One of the few bright spots in this White Sox lineup. Count is 3-1. That is hit foul. Still 3-2. There's a pop-up. Kurtz is there to make the play. And so the A's will come up to bat against Davis Martin when we return. And there is Davis Martin right here on the mound. 1-3 this year, 3.27 ERA. White Sox also making a change at shortstop, bringing in Jacob Amaya. Jacob Amaya to play short, and Michael Taylor to play right field. Instead of Josh Palacios, while Jacob Amaya replaces Brooks Baldwin at short. Here's Lawrence Butler. First pitch is a strike. For those of you guys just tuning in, yes, this is our Sunday night game of the week. Chicago White Sox and the A's.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The Sacramento A's. I guess that's what we're calling them for right now.
Ball.
No longer the Oakland A's. No longer the Kansas City A's. No longer the Philadelphia Athletics either.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Those are just some of the many places the A's have played in. They played in Philadelphia, Kansas City, Oakland. Right now they're playing in Sacramento, and then pretty soon Las Vegas. That's a ball? Are you serious? Dang, that's crazy. Either way, leadoff man's on for the A's. There's a fly ball in a deep left field. Benintendi is there to make the catch for a out number 1. For the first out, Lawrence Butler goes back to first. And here's the A's lineup for you. Lawrence Butler was the leadoff hitter in right. Brent Ricker, Shea Langoliers is up next. He's the catcher. Hitting cleanup in left field is Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, J.J. Bleday, Luis Urias, Nick Kurtz hits 8th at first, and then Max Schneemann is batting 9th. He's at 3rd. I saw a tweet somewhere with Nick Kurtz that you have to have a pause in between his name.
1 strike.
Here's Shea Langoliers hitting .217. There's one fouled off, and it's 0-2. We had somebody watching for a little while, and then they disappeared. They saw the matchup for this game. They saw the matchup for today's game. It's like, man, this is going to be boring. There's a strikeout here, Soderstrom. Well, we're doing this game just because the White Sox are a bad team. The A's, who are actually off to an okay start. You know, they're not exactly a great team either. And we needed to do a game here in Sacramento, so... Yep. There's a fastball, strike 2 to Soderstrom. He usually catches, but today he's in left field. How many times have you guys seen the catcher play left field?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's like some Eli Marrero type stuff right there. Eli Marrero, who's a catcher for the Cardinals and the Braves. Also played a little bit of outfield. There were a few times where, when he was in St. Louis, Tony La Russa would put him out in center field and give Jim Edmonds the day off. And a circle change struck him out to end the first inning. We go to the second. No score here in Sacramento. Second inning here in Sacramento, California, home of the A's for right now. The new home of the Athletics. As Andrew Vaughn fouls off the first pitch he sees. We were talking about Tony La Russa in the last half inning. Ironically, La Russa, very well known for managing the Cardinals. And then before that, he managed in the American League with both the White Sox and the A's. Isn't that funny? Isn't that something? Vaughn hits a grounder to short. Throw to first. In time, one away. One out here in the second. And now bring in the White Sox catcher, Matt Face. I usually wait for the PA, the public address announcer, to pronounce their names or say their names. This time that did not occur. Here comes the 1-0 from Beto. That is a circle change. 1 ball, 1 strike. I promise you guys this game will not end earlier like last week's game did between the Giants and the Angels. I don't know why. I was just super tired throughout that game. But I promise this will be a better broadcast. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the White Sox catcher with Sosa coming up afterwards. Fastball struck him out. That's strikeout number 2 for Osvaldo Beto. That'll bring in Sosa hitting .271 in the month of April. Gotta remind myself I'm a week ahead in my Cardinals franchise, so there's a pop-up to Jacob Wilson. And we go to the bottom of the inning. 1 hit in this game for the White Sox. No runs yet. We go to the home half of the inning. No score. Jacob Wilson, J.J. Bleday, and Ramon Urias all due up. Here against Davis Martin. Ironically, I think we did an A's game last year. It was the last game in Oakland against the Texas Rangers. It was a good game. The Rangers went on to win, though. And then I think we did a White Sox game in Kansas City last year also. That was the game with my crappy earbud microphone. Or I was using my earbuds for that game. The audio was just super crappy. The audio might be crappy for this game too, but at least in this game you guys can kind of understand me better. Here's a 2-2 to Wilson. There's a strikeout. That is strikeout number 3 for Davis Martin. He struck out the last 3 batters he faced, and now bring in the former Marlin outfielder, J.J. Bleday. Sounds like a kid show. J.J. Bleday, you know, I think there was a show with airplanes in it. It was kind of like Thomas the Tank Engine and Theodore the Tugboat, where there was a show with airplanes. JJ the Jet Plane, I think is what it was called. Don't ask me why I know the name of that show. I have little cousins, okay? They watch a lot of kid shows. I will say, I think the late 90s, early 2000s, that was like, I feel like the 2000s, that was like the golden age for like preschool shows. I feel like that was the golden age. Here's the 0-2. Martin fouls it off. There's also an Instagram account somewhere that is actually covers like news for like preschool shows, which is kind of cool. There's a strikeout for Davis Martin. That's his 5th of the day. Should definitely go check it out for all of my fans out there who are fans of preschool television. Yeah, it's like a preschool Instagram page. Here's Luis Urias hitting .268. Enough of the preschool shows. We weren't even talking about preschool shows.
Nope, that's off the plate.
That's off the plate. Ball 1 to Urias. What were some of my favorite shows growing up. I think Blue's Clues is really a big one.
2-1.
We had a few VHS tapes and DVDs of Blue's Clues. So, grounder to short, or grounder to second. And we go to the third. End of 2 here in Sacramento, no score. Jacob Amaya leads off for the White Sox. Here in the top of inning number 3. What were some other favorite preschool shows of mine? I think that was really the main one, Blue's Clues. That, of course, is a classic. I think they're doing it. They've been doing a news show. There's one outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a strikeout. And there's a strikeout for Vito. That's strikeout number 3. If I'm correct, yes it is. Here's Miguel Vargas, started his career off with the Dodgers, then went to the White Sox last year in a trade. Dude, when he got traded to the White Sox, I felt so bad for him. Bro seriously went from playing on a team full of superstars. You know, his one thought was like, yeah, let's win the World Series. And then he goes to the White Sox and he's like, okay, can we please win a game? Yeah, poor Miguel Vargas, dude. But here's Michael Taylor. I don't remember how he became a White Sox. I think they got him in free agency. Michael Taylor, he's one of those guys that's been around for a long time.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball 2.
Ball 2 to Taylor. Michael Taylor, he started off his career with the Nationals. Then he ended up with the Twins. No, he was not a Met or an Astro. But he was a Twin. Trying to think of who else did Michael Taylor play for? Didn't he play for the A's last year? Let's see. As Baseball Reference pulled up. Nationals from 2014 to 2020. Spent 2 years with the Royals. Was actually really good on the Royals, too. Has 2 best seasons on the Royals. Good Lord. 1 year with the Twins in 2019. Spent last year as a Pirate, and then this year he is a White Sox. Fly ball to center. J.J. Bleday makes the play. Kurtz, Shawman, and Butler all due up when we return.
Leading off for the A's, first baseman, number 77.
The PA's not even saying his name. Come on. Spell it out. What's the name? Nick Kurtz. His name is totally not a problem. I mean, there's got to be a better reason why they're not pronouncing his name properly. I mean, what the heck?
1 and 2.
Come on, man. Say the word properly, or say his name. Don't wear it out. 1-2. There's a grounder to first. Vaughn throws over to Martin. He races to first, covers for the out.
Third baseman,
And here's Max Schumann, the number 9 guy in the A's lineup. He's a utility guy. I'm not surprised. The A's have a lot of utility guys on their team.
No ball. 1 strike.
The White Sox usually do too. Don't know if that's like a good thing or not. There's a base hit to right. That's the first of the day for the A's. And what do you know? It comes off of from their number 9 hitter. And their leadoff hitter, Lawrence Butler, was the first guy to reach base on a leadoff walk back in the first. Little pickoff throw to first. He goes back safely. Here's the 1-1 to Butler. There's the fastball low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls.
2 and 2.
Nope. Ball 3. 3 balls. 2 strike.
Here's a 3-2. Fouls off the curb. The 3-2. That's hit hard in the left field, a base hit. And stopping at second is Shawman. And it's 2-1 with 1 out for the A's, as Butler has now gotten on base for the second time. Excuse me a minute.
Strike. 0-1.
Base hit in the left field. A run will come in to score. 1-0 A's. Brent Rooker RBI single. I was watching a little video of a guy talking about the Timberwolves as they're playing the Lakers. As you guys know, I am not really an NBA fan. I've actually started getting back into basketball this year. Just recently, and this might surprise some people, but I've decided to start following the Indiana Pacers. Don't know why. I just thought it would be a good idea. Thought it would be a good idea because why not? Third inning. 1-1 count. There's one fouled off. Another one fouled off. There's a strikeout for Davis Martin. Strikeout number 5. Here's Tyler Soderstrom. Fouled it off, 0-2 to Soderstrom. Struck out his last time up.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One, two. Another one fouled off. Try this again, and it still hit foul. Fly ball to left. And we played 3 full. The A's scored the first run of the game. It's 1-0 after 3.
Leading off for the White Sox, left fielder Andrew Benintendi.
Ball 1. 1-0. Ball.
2-0 pitch to Benintendi, top of the 4th. 1-0 A's is the score. Sunday night MLB The Show simulation game of the week.
Oh, that's foul.
That's it, foul. Count is 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes. Benintendi
Full count.
struck out his last time up. Has a full count this time up. Has a full count this time up. That's fouled off once more. And there is a leadoff
Now batting,
4th inning walk.
Luis Robert Jr.
There's one hit down the line. It's 0-2. So I know this has been a feature for a while now, but apparently you can on YouTube you can see how many people are subscribed to you. That's kind of cool. There's a strikeout. For Osvaldo Bido. Crazy, I'm 21 years old. I started up this channel when I was about 15. Yeah, I was like 15 when I started this channel. 21 years old now. And yeah, this is by far a cool job, or it's not really a job, but it's a cool hobby. I've been doing this now for
No.
I think this is going to be my 6-year anniversary on YouTube. So, yeah.
Ball 2.
Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Anybody who's subscribed to me over the years. I appreciate it.
3 balls.
3 and 2. Someone asked me, does it feel like you've been on YouTube for 6 years? I'm like, no.
Ball 4.
Ball 4 to Cuero.
Up next for
And that is the second walk allowed by Beto. If there's one thing I'll honestly admit, I wish I got into like doing commentaries a little bit sooner. Because when I first started doing YouTube, I was doing like news videos, you know, just random stuff going on like in the sports world, you know, baseball cards or something else that I would show. It wasn't until like late 2020, early 2021 when I started doing gaming stuff like MLB The Show and Madden. And over the years, we've kind of you know, made the switch over to gaming videos just because they're super easy to make. And yeah, I actually prefer this, honestly. 2-2 to Andrew Vaughn. 2 on, 1 out for Chicago. The other Chicago team, the Cubs, are playing the Phillies tonight on ESPN. There's a fly ball in the left field. Soderstrom makes the play. That is out number 2. 2 outs. Here's Matt Dice. There we go, finally. Matt Dice. There's a fly ball to left. Soderstrom, back-to-back flyouts to left field. We go to the bottom of the 4th, where the A's lead the White Sox 1-0. Jacob Wilson, J.J. Bleday, and Luis Urias all do up for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Of course, I got to check how long we've been live for. We've been live for 32 minutes. 32-minute mark. There's a fastball, 2-0.
2-0.
See, what is, someone asked me, what's like one of my favorite like videos I've done? Fouled off, 2-1. Probably the mini helmet videos. Those were always really fun to make. I probably might do another mini helmet video just for because my 6-year anniversary is coming up, so I might do that again. For those of you who don't know, I have a bunch of like little NFL mini helmets, and I would race them. I would kind of like throw them like on a table. Ball 4 to Jacob Wilson.
now batting center fielder J.J. Bleday.
And yeah, I kind of made it like a big deal. And they're 2 of the most popular videos on my channel. My most viewed video was one that I did in 2021, ironically. Another base hit for the A's. That is their 4th of the day. They also have 2 walks. Here's Luis Urias 0 for 1. But yeah, the mini helmet series, or the mini helmet videos, those were fun. A lot of the baseball card videos, even though they didn't really get a lot of views. Yeah, the live streams are a lot of fun. I think my favorite one, grounder to second, 1, and got them both. My favorite live stream that I did was one on MLB 20. It was the Giants and the Dodgers. So yeah, MLB The Show 20 was the first MLB The Show where I did live streams. My favorite game from last year is probably the Red Sox Twins game that I did. That was really fun. There's one taken 0-2. Of course, the playoffs was a lot of fun last year, even though that took like 2 months to finish. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Kurtz. There has to be a long, dramatic pause in between whenever we say his name. Nick Kurtz. Here's a 2-2 to Kurtz. I played Little League with a guy named Kurt. Kurt Benedict was his name. I don't know if he's watching this or not, but if he is, shout-outs to you. Count as 2 balls, 2 strikes. Went to 3rd grade with them. I think his dad was a coach.
3-2.
There's a 3-2 count. Yeah, I think his dad was a coach, and then he also had a younger brother who was on the team with us also. Here's a 3-2. There's a grounder to Amaya. Into 4 here in Sacramento. We go to the 5th inning. 1-0 A's. We have done 4 live streams in California. Our opening day game was in Los Angeles. It was the Dodgers and the Tigers. And then we went to San Diego for our first Sunday night game. We were in Anaheim last week for the Angels, and now we're in Sacramento today. We just have not been to San Francisco yet, though we do have a Giants game. So I think we do have a Giants game coming up.
Now batting, shortstop, Jacob Amaya.
I'll post our little schedule for the month of May sometime this week on the YouTube posts or whatever. Jacob Amaya is the next guy up for the Chicago White Sox. Circle change taken. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Entering the 37-minute mark of the stream. Grounder to 2nd. Not a whole lot of offense in this game, though. The A's have a few hits. A's have 4 hits, 2 walks, and of course the only run in this game. White Sox have 1 hit and 2 walks as we head to the 5th inning. Now an 0-2 count to Vargas.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2.
That's a ball.
Taken 2-2. Two and two once more. Here's the 2-2.
3 balls.
3-2. There's a fly ball in the center. Back goes Blade at the warning track at the wall. He makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Schumann, Butler, Rooker all do up. 1-0 A's. One nothing A's as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lovely day here at the ballpark. And Jacob Amaya makes an effort to throw to first, but he didn't get the throw in time. It'll be an infield single. As Schumann is 2 for 2 on the day. Gotta love that when the number 9 hitter is doing good. Here's Lawrence Butler. I mean, he's hitting number 9 for a reason. Then I guess the next day, Mark Kotze will have him batting leadoff tomorrow morning or in the cleanup spot. 0-1 pitch, grounder to Vargas at third. I was playing Road to the Show earlier. And one of the games I was playing in seems like everybody was lining out to the third baseman. He got to the point where it was like, okay, hit it anywhere except for at the third baseman. And then the final out was actually a pop-up to the first baseman. So, I mean, at least he didn't hit it to third. That's all that matters. White Sox have a couple guys warming up in their bullpen. Bryce Wilson and Boozer. I saw the A's have some guys warming up in their bullpen also. So, do not be surprised if there is a pitching change when we come back for the 6th inning. There's a grounder to Vaughn. 1, and he throws it away. Runner is going to move over to third. Second and third with 1 out. He tried to turn 2. It was a nice effort by Vaughn, but he tries to turn 2. Throw gets away, goes into left field. And what do you know? The White Sox manager, former player Will Venable, said he had enough. He's going to his bullpen early. And they'll bring in Bryce Wilson. Bryce Wilson comes in relief for Davis Martin here in the bottom of inning number 5. I think one of these days I'll make a little behind the scenes video of how I do my broadcasts and stuff. Maybe that should be my 6-year anniversary special. That and the mini helmets. We'll combine that as 2. How about that?
Nope, outside.
There's a base hit into right field. 2 runs will score, and the A's have a 3-0 lead. Two-run single for Shea Langoliers after striking out his first two times up. There's a base hit in the center. The chaos continues as Soderstrom has himself a 2-out single now as Langoliers is out. Robert throws Langoliers out trying to go to first. Here's Jacob Wilson.
Outside.
Outside for a ball, 1 strike. That's up high, 2-1. Two one is popped up, and the inning is over. Sixth inning is coming up. 2 more runs come in to score. A 2-run single extends the lead to 3-0. And the A's go into their bullpen here in the 6th inning. Mitch Spence comes in relief. Michael Taylor hits one out to left field, and this one is gone. You can put it on the board, as Hawk Harrelson would say. And the White Sox are on the board. It's 3-1. Three to 1 is the score. A first pitch solo home run for Michael A. Taylor. And that'll bring in Andrew Benintendi. It's a 3-1 ball game. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2 to Mitch Spence. That's a cutter. Ball 1. Next game that we're doing, as I have the schedule pulled up, we are actually going to Toronto for the next game. We will be taking a break from the East Coast for a while, as the next game, the Toronto Blue Jays, we'll be in Toronto for the next game. The Blue Jays, sorry. The Toronto Blue Jays, sorry. My friend was texting me, and he's doing a Padres franchise. But yeah, next Sunday, May 4th, we'll be in Toronto. Watch the Blue Jays take on the Cleveland Guardians. There's a fly ball into left field, and Benintendi is going to have himself a double out of this one, and the White Sox are starting up a rally here in the 6th inning. And then May 11th, we'll watch the Diamondbacks play the Dodgers, so we'll go back to the West Coast. Base hit into center field for Robert. That's the second of the day. In to score is Benintendi. No throw to the plate, and it's a 3-2 ball game. And just like that, the tying run is now at first base. And then May 18th, it will be our first doubleheader. The first game will be the Windy City rivalry, the White Sox and the Cubs at Wrigley Field. And then at 7:00 p.m. Central Time, we'll watch the Yankees play the New York Mets for the Subway Series. So, Windy City rivalry and the Subway Series rivalry.
Huh?
2-1 pitch to Cuero. There's one hit foul, and it's 2-2. Another cutter, another foul ball. That is hit foul once more. 2-2.
Ball 3.
Another slider.
Full count.
This time it's taken for ball 3. There's one to hit to short, and that is out number 1.
First baseman, Andrew Vaughn.
Ball.
Nothing in 1, the count to Andrew Vaughn. Popped him up. And we are one more out away from going to the bottom of the inning. 2 outs. Runner at first. Here is Matt Dice. Pickoff throw, and he goes back safely.
Ball 1.
And that gets away from the catcher. The runner moves over to second. And that'll be a wild pitch. It's a 2-0 count. Fly ball to right. And bottom of the inning coming up. The White Sox scored 2 runs. A home run for Michael Taylor. And an RBI single hit by Luis Robert Jr.
Leading off for the Athletics, center fielder.
However, it's a 3-2 game. JJ Bleday, Urias, and Nick
that's a ball.
Kurtz
1 ball. No strike.
all coming up for the A's here in their half of the inning. One and two, the count to JJ Bleday. He is 1 for 2 today with the single. It's a fly ball to left. Benintendi is there. That is out number 1. I apologize, this isn't the most entertaining matchup. I mean, these are 2 teams who were really bad last year. One of them is playing in a minor league ballpark. And their owner, both of these teams' owner are 2 like the biggest villains in baseball right now. I mean, seems like there's a lot of owners who are kind of viewed as like the villains, like Bob Nutting from the Pirates, John Fisher with the A's, Jerry, I don't know how to say his last name, but it's the White Sox owner. Reinsdorf, I think, is his last name. Good friends with Tony La Russa, so that's why they hired him in 2021. That was so stupid. Urias strikes out. That's not stupid.
Number 77.
I'm talking about like when the White Sox hired Tony La Russa. That was so stupid. I love Tony La Russa and this is coming from a St. Louis guy. I love Tony La Russa. One of the greatest managers ever. But he did not need to come back in 2021. There's a base hit in the center for Nick Kurtz. He is aboard with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And now bring in Max Schumann. 2 for 2. And that's the type of stuff you guys want to see out of your number 9 hitter. 2 for 2. 2 singles. Strike two, Bryce Wilson. He's been in the game for a while.
Ball.
1-2 is the count. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, strike three call. Seventh inning coming up.
Now pitching
3-2 A's. Hogan Harris.
number 36. Hogan Harris.
I believe this guy is a lefty. Yes, he is. Yes, he is a lefty. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Sox here in the seventh. There's a strike. 0-2. The 3-2, 0-2 count. 3-2 is the score.
One ball, two strikes.
1-2 is the count. To Sosa.
2-2.
Now batting, shortstop Jacob Amaya.
1 out in the seventh. The A's are 8 defensive outs away from winning this game.
Ball one.
White Sox and A's. This might have been an entertaining matchup if it was like 1992 or something.
Nope. Ball two.
2-0 is the count.
2 balls, no strikes.
Here's the 2-1. Here's the 2-2. Keeps the at-bat going. Jacob Amaya. 0 for 2 today. Brooks Baldwin was supposed to be the original shortstop in this game for the White Sox, but then Will Venable took him out. Three, 2.
Ball four.
Ball 4 to Jacob Amaya. So the White Sox have the tying run on. 7th inning, 1 out.
Yes.
Double play, ball 1. And time to stretch. Here in Sacramento. A's lead the White Sox 3-2. They get out of it on a double play. Steve Wilson.
Chicago. Number
Next up out of the White Sox bullpen.
Wilson.
Here in the home half of the 7th.
Right fielder, Lawrence Butler.
That's the ball.
That's taken for ball 1. 2 lefties warming up in the White Sox bullpen. Jared Schuster. Hey, I thought he was going to be out for the season.
One
I don't know.
ball.
White Sox had a few guys during spring training that were going to miss the year because like Tommy John or whatever. That was crazy. I mean, I wouldn't want to. If I had the choice of getting Tommy John surgery or playing for the 2025 White Sox, I'd probably pick the Tommy John surgery too and just miss the rest of the season. Or if I were a hitter, I'd be like Joey Gallo, switch to pitching.
1-0.
There's one hit foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 3 runs in this game for the A's all came on RBI singles. And the White Sox, they had a home run hit by Michael Taylor, of all people. And there's a nice play by Sosa, and they get him out.
Now batting, the catcher.
The other run came from Luis Robert. But what a play by Jacob Amaya at short. Able to get the out. 2 outs now in the 7th. Here's Shea Langoliers. Strike
No ball. 2 strikes.
2 to Shea Langoliers. Bucks and Pacers getting ready to start
1 and 2.
at 8:30. The NBA playoffs are still going on. Celtics leading the Magic 2-1. Timberwolves won today. They're up 3-1 on the Lakers. Langoliers strikes out. And we go to the 8th. A's lead the White Sox 3-2. Michael Taylor, the White Sox leadoff man, comes up to bat in the 8th, take you back to that home run he hit. Chicago has the top of their order due up. Grider to third, I think it was. 2 away, or 1 away. One out, here's Benintendi. One out. Here's Benintendi. Popped him up. Two outs. Strike two.
No.
1-2. And we go to the bottom of the inning, 3-2 A's.
Now pitching for Chicago, number 51, Jared Schuster.
Jared Schuster, the lefty.
Leading off for the Athletics, left fielder, Tyler Soderstrom.
That's a ball.
3-2 A's lead.
Ball. 2-0.
Fly ball to center. There's one out.
Now batting, shortstop, Jacob Wilson.
One out. Jacob Wilson time. One out. Here's Jacob Wilson. Got an 0-2 count. And is 0 for 2 today.
Ball. That's 3.
There's a strikeout for Schuster.
Now batting, center fielder, J.J. McKay.
Right. Oh, 2.
There's a strike, 0-2. And we go to the ninth with the A's leading the Sox 3-2.
For the Athletics, number 5,
And Greg Parrish comes in to get the save. White Sox will have the heart of their lineup due up. There's a fly ball to deep center. Blade is there, and they're 2 outs away from a win. Well, the A's are 2 outs away from a win anyway. Here's Andrew Vaughn. When I said heart of the lineup, I was using air quotations there. I know you can't see them, but trust me, I was. In the left center, there's a base hit.
up next for the White Sox, catcher Matt Price.
And Bobby Dalbec comes in to pinch run at first base after Andrew Vaughn single.
No, that's a ball.
Tying run at first, go ahead run at the plate. There's a fly ball to left. And there is out number 2. And that will bring in Lennon Sosa. Tying run at first for the White Sox, 2 outs. There's a fly ball to deep left center field. Blade is back. He makes the catch. And just like that, the ball game is over. The A's win it 3-2. Here at home, they won in real life against the White Sox. They win in this simulation game against the White Sox, a 3-2 win. And that's all we got for you here today on Let's Talk Sports. I'm your man, Josh Wright. This was actually a fun game to call. Kind of wish there was some more offense going on the A side of things, but either way, cool game, cool win. That's all we got for you today on Let's Talk Sports. I'm your man, Josh Wright, signing off. Final score: A's 3, White Sox 2. Josh Wright signing off. Good night from Sacramento.